Lullaby, don't you cry, go to sleep, little baby.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rick DeShazo. Thanks for joining us tonight for our third installment of Premature Parenthood, a look at Mississippi's teen pregnancy crisis. There's a lot to be said about teen pregnancy in Mississippi, and there are plenty of people saying it. Politicians, preachers, pollsters, and just about everyone else we've come across has an opinion. But what about the actual teens whose lives are forever changed by their decisions to have sex at such a young age? So far in this series, we've met two girls who know firsthand what teen motherhood is all about. And in just a few minutes, we'll introduce you to three more. And one of those teen moms knows this room intimately. Her baby girl spent the first 5 weeks of her life right here in the neonatal intensive care unit at UMC. What's going on in the minds of these young mothers? Does anyone ever stop to wonder what they think? And if they do wonder, do they ever ask? Well, we did. The three moms you're about to meet are 18, 17, and 16 years old. Two have young babies, while the third teen has a 3-year-old. These women were surprisingly open and honest with me, far more than I expected. I was shocked by a lot of the answers they gave me and left the interview wanting to ask a million more questions that they didn't have time for. Why? Because it was time for their daycare to close and they had to hurry to pick up their babies.
Hi, my name is Ashley Wright. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I ended up here because my mother was supposed to be married.
Hi, my name is Brittany Hicks. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and we came here because we had financial problems.
Hi, my name is Rosie Dunlap. I came here because my grandmother died, so my mama wanted to move back to Mississippi because that's where she's from. But my dad is from Chicago.
Let's talk a little bit about the circumstances about actually how you got pregnant. Was your pregnancy a planned pregnancy, or did it just happen, or what were the circumstances?
No, it wasn't planned. Like, I talked about it because who doesn't talk about babies? But it wasn't planned. It was actually an accident.
So if it was an unplanned pregnancy, did you get enough education in school to understand that that was a risk when you had sex? Did you understand the biology of having a baby and choose not to use birth control, or what was the scenario?
Yes, I knew it was a risk, but I actually was on birth control. I really was. My doctor prescribed me penicillin and did not tell me I wasn't supposed to have sex while on penicillin and birth control. So that was the mistake. That's how I got my child.
So yours was really an accident because you thought
Yes.
you were covered.
Yes.
And then this happened. So what did your baby's father? Can you describe the interaction that took place between the two of you when you told him that you were pregnant?
He was excited. He was excited. He wanted a child because he lost his mother at 6 years old. So he was actually looking for something to like take that place of his mother, someone that loved him, and he thought a child would do that for him.
Has that worked out?
No.
The baby doesn't take to him, or what is the?
No, my baby is a mama's boy, basically. He'd rather be around me than his father.
I did know a lot about that I was at risk of getting pregnant, and it wasn't an accident or planned. It just kind of happened. I was careless, basically. I was careless.
So you sort of characterized yourself as a private person.
Yes,
That's what you said. So what were the circumstances of your pregnancy? I mean, was this just a one night stand, or what was the deal?
It was unplanned. Very, very unplanned.
But it was consensual.
Yes.
I mean, both of you wanted to have sex.
Yes, sir.
And were you on birth control at that time?
No, sir.
And so what was your level of understanding of family planning? Had you had any counseling from anybody that you could get pregnant like that? Or?
My mother. She
So-
taught me a lot about it. But unfortunately, I didn't listen.
So this was just sort of in the heat of the night that this happened?
Yes, sir.
How did you find out you were pregnant?
Well, I always knew I was pregnant, but it was like a doubt in my mind because I was the same size. I didn't get any bigger. I didn't have any side effects, nothing. So I was like, well, maybe I'm just losing my mind. I'm not pregnant. But I hit 6 months, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me I was pregnant. The next day, I gained 300 pounds.
So was your pregnancy relatively uncomplicated, or were there complications?
I had no complications at all.
And how big was your baby when the baby was born?
7 pounds, 6 ounces.
What about your pregnancy? Was it straightforward or simple, or?
It was one complication. I wasn't gaining weight, and she wasn't gaining any weight. And when I had her, she was 5 pounds even, so I could take her home.
What about your situation?
I developed preeclampsia, and then my sugar shot up, and I never had sugar, so they put me on sugar shots. So when I was in the hospital, I had to take blood pressure medicine because my blood pressure was 200 over 119. So they had to induce my labor very quickly. And
So was she a normal weight and healthy and everything?
She was 4 pounds and 1 ounce, and she came missing an arm.
Came missing an arm.
Yes, sir.
So she stayed at the hospital, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that. How long was she in the hospital?
She was in the hospital for 5 weeks, I believe, till
So-
she gained her weight.
So why did they say that she had lost her arm? It just didn't develop, or what?
Amniotic band syndrome.
Very rare, but it does happen. But she's up and around and functional and probably
Yes, sir.
using her feet to do everything, right?
Yes, sir.
You didn't get prenatal care until you were 6 months. When did you get prenatal care?
At 4 months. I didn't find out until February, and then I started my first appointment in April, I think, because my mother was kind of doubting it until I took a home test, and she was doubting it until we went in and actually found out that it was true, and that was around April. So I was about 4 months.
I got prenatal care starting at 2 months.
And did you have blood pressure issues from the get-go, or that developed later in pregnancy?
I had it from the start, but it wasn't as bad, and I wasn't on any type of medication for it.
Your baby's father is still in the picture. Tell us a little bit about that.
We had a relationship up until my child was 1, when I realized that I can be a mother to my son, but he's the same exact age as me. I can't be a mother to my son and his father. So I didn't want to be in a relationship, but we have a good friendship, and he comes by and sees my son and play with him, and it's pretty much a good relationship between them.
So the reason that you guys split up, were y'all living together or living in separate places?
No, we were living in separate places, but when I came back to Jackson, I decided to move in with him until my mother came and we found the house.
So the reason that relationship didn't work out with the two of you together with the baby is that your goals were different in life, or
Yes.
what?
We had different goals. He was still had a childish mind, and I'm much more mature than him, so I couldn't deal with the immaturity, and then I have to deal with my baby and the crying. It was a lot of stress. I couldn't do it.
So what is the status between your baby's dad and the baby and you? Are y'all still together or still communicating, or what is the deal?
We're still together. I'm
Okay.
trying to make it work the best way I can.
Are y'all actually living together or living separately because of economics, or what?
We're living separately because our parents feel that it's not right for us to stay together if we're not married.
So Does that mean that your parents are very religious people? Is that what is the deal? Because obviously you've made a baby together, and we know that babies do really good when they're with two parents. Yes. So I don't understand that. What is the thought process on both sides of the families?
Well, on my side, my mother and father, they don't have a problem with it, but they feel that I should wait until I'm financially stable before I move out. But his grandmother thinks she's very religious. She doesn't want that to happen. So he just kind of listen to her and do what she says. That's the reason why.
Has he proposed marriage?
He wants to, but he hasn't.
Mm-hmm. And would that be an okay thing? Are you ready to get married?
No, sir, I'm not.
Because you're pretty young, right?
I'm very young.
Well, my baby's father isn't in her life, and he's not trying to be in her life.
You're a very bright person. How come the father just don't want to have anything to? You don't have anything to do with this, or what's the dynamic there?
I have no idea what's his problem.
Does he come to see the baby, or?
No, sir.
And so as soon as you got pregnant, he vanished, or what happened?
Basically.
Okay. Is he your age?
He's older than me.
How much older?
A year.
Just don't. And did you know him in high school? Is that where y'all met?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about how you take care of your baby.
Well, I have a two-parent house, my mother and stepfather. I still call him my father. They support me, but after I had her, things have gotten harder, very harder for me, especially going to school and, her father not being around as much as he's supposed to. My mother has to fit in that spot and, take her to daycare, pick us up, if I need anything or she has a doctor's appointment, she takes me. My mother does it all. And it's kind of a burden on her because she has to work and take care of me and her. So, she always says that I haven't lived my life yet and I have to help you, but she doesn't mind. When I get home, I have to do homework that I have left from being after school. I do some there. I have to feed her, play with her because she wants attention. I never have time to actually do the things that I want, like watch TV or something because she wants my attention. I try to put her to sleep. Sometimes she doesn't want to go until maybe 11 or 12, and I get to sleep about 1, and I'm sleeping the next morning. But she sleeps through the night when she wants to. So I feel like, if she doesn't want to go to sleep, I have to stay up with her. I can't leave her up by herself, so, yeah.
Has that caused stress with your mom and her doing her stuff? And, I mean, that looks like it's not just you that's stressed in that environment, but your mom's also. It
affects everyone in the house, especially when she cries during the night, and everyone has to get up in the morning and have somewhere to be. They're moaning and groaning because she's crying and they can't get sleep.
Well, at first, my mother was watching my son, and then my grandmother, and then we moved. My baby was actually born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we moved here so he can be closer to his father. But since we got here, my mother puts him in daycare. I really don't have anything to worry about. My mother does most of it when I go to school. When I get home, usually after, say, 5:30, I make it home by 6. I have to clean up after my baby from playing with toys and the dog and so much other stuff, clean and cook. But my sisters, I have 2 younger sisters, so they play with him. So I have time to do my homework, watch TV if I want to. I have time to myself because he's entertained by my sisters.
Rosie, how does your experience contrast to those of our other two folks?
It's pretty much the same. I have a 2-parent household. My mother takes care, when I first had it, my mother took care of her. And now that I've gone back to school and everything, she goes to daycare. My mom went back to work. I'm really not that social in school. I normally be quiet and stay to myself.
So what exactly do you have to do every night for your baby? The baby's in daycare. You come home, you have lessons.
Yes, sir.
How does that work? People don't understand how you even get through the day with all these different things going on.
I just sit her on my lap and do my homework, and when she gets ready to eat, I just stop what I'm doing and feed her. And then after that, I just put her to sleep and finish up my homework.
So what time do you get to sleep?
About 9, and she sleeps through the night after that. I normally have the door closed so they really can't hear her. When she starts crying, I just get up and take care of her. She normally doesn't cry unless she's sick or she has used the bathroom or anything.
Mm-hmm. So you sleep and have the baby in the room with you in a crib?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you do, or how do you?
She sleeps with me because she cannot sleep in her crib. She feels alone.
Uh-huh. So she's sleeping with you every
She
night?
sleeps with me every night.
Yeah. What happened, what was the interaction between your friends and you when they figured out you were pregnant?
Well, my friends were happy. They was ready for the baby to come, and no one knew I was pregnant, so I really didn't have any, like, people turn against me or any problems like that.
I lost a lot of friends because I can't do the things that they do, so they don't talk to me anymore as much.
Did your friends hang around or didn't want to fool with you, or what?
At first, we would talk a lot about things and go places, but now it seems like, they'll say hey and bye, or we'll have certain conversations at school, but out of school, they wouldn't call me or say anything to me.
So things like school dances and going out on Saturday night and so forth and so on, are you no longer included in those groups, or what happens?
No, I don't go anywhere at all because I don't get the memo on certain things that they're doing.
That must really hurt.
Not really.
It doesn't?
No.
So why not?
Because I would rather stay at home with my child than be out with them anyway. She means a lot more to me than they do.
Okay, but your social life must be pretty much, you're still a young woman and you still like to dance and go out and have fun and like everybody else. How do you just don't do that?
No, because I don't like asking my mother to keep her because I feel like that's her father's job and he doesn't want to do it. Sometimes he has an excuse, so I just stay at home. And when I can, I go places. I feel I don't fit in very well with the other children here.
I just don't like it here. Since I've been living here, I have more medical problems. I have really bad allergies because of the state that I live in, and my family's not here.
Your social life wasn't that big to start with because you're a bookworm. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, are you unhappy with your social situation, getting out? And you're obviously a very interesting person, like your other two colleagues. What's happening with that?
I never really went out in the first place. I wasn't allowed to, and I'm still not, so it didn't really matter.
How did you end up getting pregnant if you didn't get to date?
Well,
in general terms.
I'd rather not say.
Most of my friends that I call my friends have babies too.
Okay, so you have a circle of friends that also have young children.
Yes.
What about you?
Me also.
So is that developed since you had your baby?
Yes, people that I haven't talked to before, they have babies, and then we get together, we talk, and we kind of compare, things, and we get along very well.
Tell us a little bit about how that works. Do y'all go to church together? Do you eat dinner together? Do you just text together? How do y'all get together and mutually help each other?
We text and we give each other different advice about how to take care of our children.
So how did you get connected to these folks?
Global connection.
What about you?
Basically the same. We text, and I have one friend that has a baby that stays around the corner, and she always come visit me. If we want to go somewhere, we take the babies out to a park or something. So that's how we basically communicate.
What about your situation?
We text, we see each other at school, we come to each other's houses, we take the babies out to eat, to Chuck E. Cheese, anything. I still have the same friends. I just have more friends that have babies that can actually relate to me.
Did either one of your moms have unplanned pregnancies that you know of? Just tell us a little bit about what stories on that.
Well, my mother has 3 kids. All of them were unplanned. She did not plan to have 3 kids. She actually wanted to go to the Army. And she actually wanted to really pretty much do something with her life. But having me and my other 2 sisters, it stopped her. But she didn't let it get her down because now she's a nurse.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So she figured out how to do this, and that's been helpful to you.
Yes.
And so financially, what kind of assistance are you getting? Are you getting any kind of financial assistance for your baby from Medicaid or health insurance or anything now, or what?
Just Medicaid.
And that's going to run out after, what, 6 or 8 months?
Yes, sir.
For you, but the baby will have ongoing health care, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So how are you going to take care of your health?
On my daddy's insurance.
Okay, good. What about your situation for your own health?
I don't know. The only thing that we're getting is Medicaid. Can't get anything else.
Did you have regular health care before you got pregnant?
No, sir. It
So-
was kind of brought on when I got pregnant.
What about your situation? So far as long-term health care and stuff until you can get on your feet economically.
I'm not sure. I really haven't thought that far about my health. I know my child has Medicaid.
If you had a time machine and you could go back and undo everything that's happened to you, would you do things differently?
Maybe the timing of having my child, but I wouldn't change anything because what has happened to me has made me a stronger person. So, no, I wouldn't change anything.
So would you choose to have a child with a man permanently in the environment, or do you think it's probably better with crazy guys just to raise them yourself? What is your preference?
No, I'd rather have a permanent, like a father, not just someone that's here and there and maybe I come by and maybe I don't. I'd rather just like be married and have a child.
Yeah. So you want a real marriage relationship. You want to
Yes.
love a man and have him in your family and be supportive of each other. That would be your desire.
Yes.
What are your aspirations? What do you want to do with your life?
I have wanted to be a chef since I was 5 years old. No one, nobody but God could stop me from becoming a chef. That is my thought completely. My child just gave me more motivation to keep going and to become what I want to be.
I wish that I could have waited, but I do not regret my child, not one day. She's lovable. I really love her to death. And
So are you hoping for a long-term relationship eventually and a marriage when you get through college and your
yes,
plans?
sir. We've been together for 2 years now, so and we're still trying to make it continue to keep going well.
That's good. I think that's very important. That's unusual in this scenario that you're actually the relationship is holding up. Why is that? Do y'all have something in common, or why is your relationship between the father and you still holding on? Is there something different from other girls, or what?
I'm not sure, but I know that I'm very supportive of whatever he does because in my eyes, he doesn't have anyone, and I'm basically there. I'm his support when he needs it. So, you know, even when he was away for a couple of months and didn't get to see his child be born into the world, I was still here waiting on him to come home.
Does he have aspirations to go to college too?
He does.
Yeah.
He talks about it all the time.
What else is there in your life you want to do before you get married?
I want to go to college and finish. I want to be completely finished and be successful in the career that I want to fulfill first before I ever decide about getting married or having any more children.
Now, where did that come from? Where did you get that aspiration? Is that just been a part of you, or did you have a role model that wanted you to do that? I mean, there are a lot of girls who get pregnant who just drop out. So where did that come from?
My mother. She always tells me that. Always. There's never a day goes by that she doesn't tell me that I can do what I want to do even though I have a child. And it kind of stuck with me after I had her because I have no other choice but to keep going because I have her.
So would you have things happen this way, or would you do it differently?
I would do it differently. I would have waited till I finished pharmacy school, get married, have a house on the hill, all that good stuff. And then have a baby with a father and stuff like that.
So you're still looking in the long term for a relationship and sort of the ideal family deal? Is that what you? So how are you going to pull that off? How are you going to work that out? Do you have a plan?
First, take care of my baby and finish college and high school, then go and look for somebody or have somebody find me.
3 amazing young ladies living lives most of us can't even begin to imagine. 16, 17, and 18 years old and raising a baby. Late nights, feedings, teething, fevers, and all the challenges of having babies are their lives now. In addition to that, they all must navigate the difficult struggles of adolescence and high school, but without the carefree attitudes that most of us probably had. Odds are, prom dresses and homecoming won't be high on their list of things to do. Instead, they'll be worrying about diapers and daycare. But through it all, each of the young ladies has kept their focus laser sharp. All 3 know exactly what they want, a future, both for themselves and for their baby. For more thoughts about today's show and how teen pregnancy is affecting our state, visit our website, www.southernremedy.org. Tomorrow night, we look at how Mississippi is trying to change its teen pregnancy future, at least in the schools. It's Sex Ed 101. Is Mississippi ready? Find out tomorrow night, right here on MPB. I'm Dr. Rick DeShazo. Thanks so much for watching.
Hush-a-bye, don't you cry, go to sleep, little baby. When you wake, you shall have all the pretty little horses.
Support for Southern Remedy and Premature Parenthood comes from the University of Mississippi Medical Center. More information at www.umc.edu.
Support for the Premature Parenthood comes from the Healthy Teens for a Better Mississippi initiative. The Mississippi Department of Human Services and the Mississippi State Department of Health are working with community leaders in an effort to lower teen pregnancy rates and advance healthy choices among Mississippi teens. For more information, go to www.mdhs.state.ms.us or call 1-800-590-0818.